Greetings once again, pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of One Piece, where previously, just as the Pacifista were looking to gun down, under orders of Saturn, Bonnie, Kuma, Atlas, and Frankie, it turns out Vegapunk put in one final, supreme authority to the Pacifistas, in fear that Bonnie would one day be shot down by the visage of her own father. He programmed in a command that he told Atlas to relay to her. And so, with that command, Bonnie was able to get the Pacifistas to start blasting down the marine vessel. Naturally, a furious Saturn impaled Vegapunk with one of his little spider talons and told Kizaru to kill everyone. Only for Luffy, now fully energized by all that food he ate, to come in and knock Kizaru away. Once again, the Iron Giant has powered back up, seemingly in response to Luffy's drums of liberation. Speaking of which, as Bonnie goes to a downed Vegapunk makes sure that Bonnie is able to acknowledge that Luffy is the figure that her father was so interested in, the sun god Nika. And on that note, others have come to Egghead in order to see the sun god and their old friend. It's none other than Dory and Brogy coming in, weapons blazing, cutting through everything in their path to save Luffy, who they acknowledge as the sun god. What does it all mean? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, One Piece chapter 1107. I've been looking for you. Is that a bad declaration or a good declaration? We have a reader request, Beppo pouting after finding Law napping with a snow leopard by Arinko. Looks like they had a few shots of vodka too. And what is Beppo doing? He's poured hot water into the leopard's mouth? What? Why does he have a bat? What is Beppo doing? Regardless. See, I was wondering if it was just Dory and Brogy, but nah. They brought the entirety of the giant warrior pirate. We have giant pirates captain Brogy, the red ogre, and giant pirates Captain Dory, the blue ogre. Dory calls out, "Oimo, Kashin! Fan out with your soldiers and destroy the enemy ships. Watch out for their cannon." Kashi says, "You're on, captains. You ba 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 ba." And Oimo says, "Let's get 'em, boys! Rah!" And they come pouring out of their giant vessel, making their way deeper into Egghead. It's the giant pirate crew. We have a radio call from the Marines ringing out saying, "Where have they been all these years? It's the legendary giant pirates, just as we once knew them." Leading them into battle are Brogy, the red ogre, and Dory, the blue ogre. Their one-time comrades are with them too. What are they all doing here now? Kicking ass, apparently. They're just tearing it up. One swing destroys a battleship each. The giant pirates have made landfall. Hurry, drive off the giants! And from up on the Labo phase, we see, observing from the edge, Usopp, Nami, and Chopper. And Chopper, with his binoculars, see Dory and Brogy. And with tears in his eyes, he calls out, "Masters! What are they doing here? Master Brogy, Master Dory!" While Nami says Oimo and Kashi are here too. They must have gone to get their captains at Little Garden. While Chopper says Oimo, Kashi. Yeah, Chopper only met Oimo and Kashi. He never went to Little Garden and met Dory and Brogy. Usopp cries saying, "I'm glad they did. I was afraid that we'd go all the way to Elbath and not get to see them." And then we have a giant pirate's refresher. Long ago, the world trembled in fear of the giant pirate crew until a 100-year-long fight between their two captains, Dory and Brogy, broke them apart. Luffy's crew happened across their duel, and on a different island they met and befriended their subordinates, Oimo and Kashi, who were trying to check on their captain. Always love Oda's little refreshers. Edison observes as well, saying, "They're clearly attacking the Navy ships. I can't believe they know you. I guess they must have found out about this and came to help." I guess Usopp questions, "Huh? How?" And Edison says, "It's a government attack. Of course it'll be in the news by the next day. Though I'm sure they're reporting it in a way that suits them." Usopp says, "You mean this is a major news story?" "Yeah, I guess it must be." Dude, come on. Anything you guys do nowadays is news. Then again, it's kind of always been that way. Usopp says, "They're not here to wage war? They're here to break us out of this mess? Hurry, get ready to leave. But suddenly a call comes in. Meanwhile, with Brooke and Lilith and the Thousand Sunny still sliding across the path of ice, Brooke says, "Oh, is that Nami? It's me." Nami says, "Where are you now, Brooke?" Brooke says, "We're almost there. We'll be passing through in a moment," he says as he sips some tea. Lilith slaps him on the back of the head, saying, "Stop the ship! If we shoot off the island, we'll hit the barrier and explode." She then gets on the comm saying, "Hello? This is me, Lilith. Listen up, this bonehead didn't have a plan to stop," so we then cut over to Jinbei, who's using the Dom shoes to fly through the forest to get to Zoro. He says, "Sure is a lot of ruckus going on. We should at least be ready to leave at a moment's notice. It's not the time to be fighting. Hear that, Zoro?" Meanwhile, the clash between Zoro and Lucci rages on. Oh, so they're still at a bit of a stalemate. Not bad, Lucci. I'm glad Lucci isn't already being dealt with. At the very least, let him be a bit of a problem for Zoro. I don't doubt Zoro will take him down eventually, but something's better than nothing. Zoro says, "You're really hanging tough. Can we wrap this up? I'm in a hurry." I mean, you could finish this, Zoro. They're both breathing heavily. Lucci says, "That's something the eventual victor says, Roronoa, but you are only the dead weight holding your friends back. Am I wrong? You're a pack of fools, unable to cut loose a single member for the good of the rest. As long as you're still alive, your friends are trapped here." Man, always looking for an angle, this one. He loves to say shit like that right up until he gets his ass handed to him. Zoro says, "You say that as though you're the one in control of how long we fight, Rob Lucci. And you say that as if, why don't you just end this already, bud?" Oh, we'll see. Cutting away again, continue to see lasers firing upon the marine vessels as the radio calls out, "What are the ship's damages so far? We've lost about 30 small and mid-sized ships, and the numbers are only rising." Yeah, I mean, shoot, the tide has turned heavily. Between the pacifistas and now the giants, it's getting intense. The admiral with all the chin says, "All small and mid-sized ships, pull back. Battleships only at the fore. We're getting nowhere with this." The Marines call out, "Yes, sir, Vice Admiral Red King." Red King, okay. He's the one who has like that giant robotic fist, like the Red Knuckle or something. Red King, huh. Red King calls out, "How has this gone so terribly wrong that we have to attack our own military weapons?" he says as they fire upon the pacifista, taking one out. Meanwhile, we then pick up with the showdown, with Saint Saturn standing over Sanji, Bonnie, who's near the downed Vegapunk, Frankie, who's face planted, Kuma, Atlas, as they all look up to see Luffy dancing in the sky. He calls out, "Hey Bonnie, why are you crying?" he says with a smile. And Bonnie calls out, "Of course I'm crying, you crying idiot. I've been looking for you." Luffy relaxes in the sky saying, "Huh? But we've been together this whole time." Bonnie then says, "I know, but I didn't know that you were Nika." This is the first time Luffy's hearing this name too. Oh god, I'm looking at the rest of the page. Jesus. And Luffy says, "Nika? What's Nika? By the way, I saw that wimpy punch you threw." Bonnie calls out, "I wanted to hit him with a rubber punch like yours. Show me how to do it." I love that. Just show me how to do it. She then says, "Pound him for Vegapunk right now. Help get us off this island." Luffy's eyes then pop out of his head as he says, "What? Vegapunk?" As he sees what happened to Vegapunk, Saturn, still very calm and cool, says, "Stupid insects. There is a reason that you are worthy of death." But Luffy smiles, saying, "No, there isn't." "Okay, Bonnie, I'll do that." Yep, he was fed by a Vegapunk, so he's gonna beat some ass on behalf of a Vegapunk. Luffy then starts spinning his arms, saying, "From now on, throw your punches like this." Saturn then uses that weird eyesight ability of his, and you actually do see it has impact on Luffy, as Luffy bleeds from the mouth. So that attack is no joke. But Luffy shrugs it off, saying, "You hurt my friend. Gum Gum, Dawn Gatling," and he goes in with massive hockey punches against Saturn, which makes it the second celestial dragon he's punched in the face, this time repeatedly. And as the rain of blows fly down on Saturn, Bonnie, Kuma, Vegapunk, they all watch. And with one massive last hook, Luffy launches Saturn away. Meanwhile, as Bonnie still tends to Vegapunk, Frankie comes up behind her, saying, "We gotta get away on our own. Come on, Bonnie." Meanwhile, Atlas huffs Kuma on her back, saying, use the hover function. You'll be able to fly at low altitude within the island's bounds. Bonnie says, come on, Vegapunk, let's go. The injured Vegapunk says, you go on ahead, Bonnie. I know quite a lot about medical science, and if I move now, I will die. Bonnie says, what? Oh man, we need Chopper. Meanwhile, Kizaru just pops up, saying, you'll die whether you move or not. Accept your fate. He then charges up a laser blast. That Bonnie only just notices. Kizaru, he shuts his eyes. Just as the beam moves in on Bonnie, in comes Sanji, kicking that shit right out of the way, much to the shock of Kizaru. This is the most shocked I've ever seen Kizaru. Like, wait, what? But I said it last chapter, when Kizaru fired upon them. He deflected the one attack by Kizaru that was aimed for Bonnie's head, but now he's directly deflecting attacks. Frankie's saying, are you kidding me? That was a laser beam. And Sanji, with the straightest face, says, love is stronger than light. And you can even see he's activated his, Germa skin, because his swirl has gone the other way. The way I prefer it, honestly. I love Kizaru's comment. If that's true, the physics as we know it is dead. Bonnie has been dead for a long while. God, I love the way they have positioned themselves with the Dom shoes. Just parallel to the ground, flying off. So Bonnie hops on Frankie's back. As Frankie says, let's move. Atlas carrying Kuma says, to the northeast shore, right? Meanwhile, Kizaru just shakes his head with his hand over it, saying, well, this really puts me in a bind now. I've got to at least take your heads back with me to save any faith. Luffy continues to bounce on the floor, which is obviously rubberized, as he laughs, while Sanji lights up a cigarette, saying, better start writing out your formal apology. Meanwhile, Saturn, who was knocked into the building, see, they're finally here. Oh, wait, Van Augur? It's not Lafitte? Dude, where the hell is Lafitte? Regardless, a figure approaches Saturn as he pulls himself from the rubble, saying, my, how the five elders have fallen. We see Katarina Devon and Van Augur approaching Saturn, who lifts the building off of him. As Devon says, what kind of powers are these, I wonder? I've never heard of the five elders coming down to the real world from their lofty perch. She touches one of Saturn's spider legs, meaning she probably is able to copy him. So it works a lot like Bon Clay's ability. You have to touch him first. Devon says, but it helped us quite a bit. There, mission complete. As she touches Saturn. Saturn looks down at them, saying, what are you people doing here? And we see 3rd ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Van Augur, with the warp fruit, and 6th ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Katarina Devon, dog fruit, mythical type, model 9-tailed fox. Saturn looks down on them, saying, Katarina Devon. I must admit, I did not expect to see the savages from level 6 submitting to another's leash. Devon laughs. Oh, but Teach is special. Interesting. Oh, but Saturn says, as is his bloodline. Devon says, oh, you were aware of that. Saturn says, you people are always up to strange business. What are you really after? Van Augur, sitting down, says, the world. As Van Augur locks eyes with Saturn, he goes for the attack, but Augur has already warped away him and Devon. And now, Saturn left alone, it gets obvious he's growing angry. Meanwhile, out in the forest on the outskirts of Egghead, Augur says, let's be on our way. Devon says, we're still on the island. You couldn't have warped us further away? Augur says, I'm still training. So it is sight-based. Even still, Augur has amazing sight. So as his sight improves, he could damn near warp to other islands. And man, I had just mentioned it in my episode reaction just now, that they dropped off Caribou, and I have no idea where he ended up. And here he is, running up on them, saying, wait up, please. I can't believe I finally met you here. Supersonic Van Augur, Crescent Moon Hunter Katarina Devon. My name's Caribou. Just a humble pirate at your service. I've been looking for you folks. See, there's a certain someone who inspired me to go out to sea in the first place. My lifelong dream is to be one of Master Blackbeard Teacher's goons. Please, you just gotta let me see him in person. I'm begging you. Oh, God. And with the information he has, shit. See, I assumed he was already working for Teach to some degree. Caribou knows too much. He has information on the ancient weapon. Crap, this means Fishman Island, Wano. Oh, this could be bad. Man, a lot happened here. First of all, the meeting between Caribou, Van Auger, and Katarina Devon. They could kill him on the spot, take his devil fruit. But Blackbeard has plenty of subordinates. I could see this. Yeah, it feels like a long time coming. With all the information Caribou has gotten ever since Fishman Island, he's a wealth of knowledge. That's bad. And teacher's bloodline. Is he Zebek's son? Really do have to wonder. And what are they planning to do with Saturn's likeness? Then again, what couldn't they do? The likeness of the Gorosei, the five elders? Ooh, baby. Also, Kizaru taking on Luffy and Sanji? Now that feels like it's going to be a good matchup. After all, Zoro got to team up with Luffy against Kaido. It's only fair that Sanji gets to team up against the Admiral. That's pretty fun. Saturn's still going to be a problem though. For the most part, Luffy seems to have handled him pretty well, so I don't think he'll be the biggest problem, but it's the fact that he always just gets right back on up. His recovery is insane. And there's the question of how to get Vegapunk out of here without him dying. We really need Chopper. At the very least, with the pacifistas as well as the giant, things are looking pretty good even. It's just getting off the island, that's the problem. Zoro's match against Lucci is actually going a lot longer than I thought it would, so we'll see how that goes. Also, where's Stussy as well as Kaku? I've been wondering that for a while. Will Jinbe actually be needed to help get Zoro out of there? Maybe they'll just cut and run. They'll be like, yeah, whatever, Lucci, we're out. And there's the Thousand Sunny about to go off the edge. Hopefully Dory and Brogy will just catch it as it plummets. And I love that Usopp gets that reunion. Not really the way that I think he wanted it to go down, but hey, better late than never. Well, better now than never. It's so wild to see all of them together though. Dory, Brogy, Oimo, Kashi. So wild. There are no people you would want on your side more than them. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What was your favorite part of this chapter? What surprised you the most? Which matchup do you think will end the quickest? I'm thinking maybe Zoro and Lucci? I don't know. I keep waiting for Zoro to just be like, okay, I'm done, and just go at it. But hey, props to Lucci for at the very least lasting this long against Zoro. And Lucci has been tenacious if nothing else, and I'm happy for that much. But hey, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Till then, bye-bye.